Hello, pleased to meet you. I'm Verel. I'm from the alumni batch of 2019, and at the moment I am a master's student studying at the Imperial College London. Well, to me, there's nothing quite as exceptional as the fact that some of my closest friends today are people I met from middle school. And you know, one of them, Dika, we used to do some music back then. So it caught me by surprise when he got into the finest law school in the country. And even though friends tend to walk different paths in life, they've always been there when I need someone to talk to. And you can learn a lot from your friends too. Back then, when I was in grade 10, I was really quiet in class. And there's this one girl, she was in Andromeda, I was in Centaurs. Every time she came over, she would call out my name and just get me out of my comfort zone. So these days I absolutely love speaking, especially in a public setting. And I don't think those changes could have happened if not for the environment that SVP provided. Well, in my 6 years studying at SVP, I think it's the people that make all the difference. And you know, I wish I could mention every teacher and every single thing that I learned from each one, but if I had to pick one, my music teacher, Chris, you know, when he takes the stage with the conductor's baton in his hand, it really is a sight to behold, because that's what it looks like when someone puts in 200% of their passion into work. And as a student, I mean, how can you not be inspired by those things? And besides the people, it's also the programs that's been meticulously designed to help you succeed. I mean, take it from me. I was in the national stream in high school. I certainly do not think I would find myself 7,000 miles away from home. And when I look back on this journey, I think it all comes back to that one school. It's like a mix of adrenaline and elation at the same time. But for me personally, it's kind of bittersweet as well, because you know, neither of my parents got to see that day happen. And I think people have to understand that it's not always going to be one-shot kind of thing for everyone, but the more you try, the more you persist, the more likely you are to succeed. Well, the one thing I do enjoy in my free time is kind of learn how different accents seem to work. And I always say that language is like music. You know, when you learn a new language, you're basically working with a different instrument. And I think the underlying problem is that when people learn English for the first time, it's like learning to play the flute, but you're blowing it like a trumpet. So it doesn't work that way. And it's the same thing with accents, really. And when you get to Britain, you kind of learn to get to speak in a completely different manner. And it's really fast as well, so you kind of have to listen to how certain words are being pronounced. And there's like a melody between those lines as well. Well, we all love to make fun of how expensive rent is. I think there's nothing quite as emblematic about London as the weather. Because one moment the sun could be burning you in the face, and then it rains for like 5 minutes, and then the sun comes back on. Lord knows why, but it doesn't hurt to have an umbrella and sunscreen with you at all times. My favourite question so far, and allow me to tell you right now that fish and chips in London is the kind of thing that a tourist buys once, post on Instagram, and that's the end of it. I think the problem is the price, because for the same thing you can buy groceries for like half a week. And so I'm going to have to go with overpriced, because it's a taste of home, and you are going to miss the taste of home after some time, because there's nothing quite like it. Well, there's plenty of things I could think of. Most people seem to have a problem with how toilets don't have a spray inside them. But for me personally, it doesn't even come close to the fact that urinals don't have dividers between them. So when you're using it, you kind of have to defend your sides, if you know what I mean. But you get the hang of it eventually. Just be yourself. And I cannot stress this enough, because the one thing that all scholarship programs have in common is that they can smell a pretender from half a mile away. They want candidates who are authentic, have a proven social and academic track record, so there's no use pretending to be someone you're not. And make the most of your time to prepare, study well, and as I like to say, work hard, play hard, just don't be too much of a player. And good luck.